synonyms, and we don't want to make the providers work for us. That is, we don't want them to have to know what we know and how the ICD-10 terminology is developed. We want to work for them. So these critical functions, it displays the results after a single letter or two. It uses those key terms and synonyms that we saw on the previous slide. The favorites are displayed first. So what the clinician uses frequently, just like my FA for Facebook, what the clinician uses frequently comes up highest on the list. And if the clinician hasn't used that search before, then what the clinician's partners of the same specialty has searched for comes up. So if that family practice doctor hasn't searched for nephropathy before, but other family practice doctors have, the search results will display that for them to give them make it easier for them. It learns the individual provider's favorites, just like a modern search engine does. And then this is really critical. It still provides full access to the ICD-10 library. So what we don't want is some kind of a favorites list that limits the provider just to those favorites, sort of like a paper encounter form did. We want to make sure that they still have full access to the ICD-10 library because they're going to need it. And of course, it doesn't let the provider select an obsolete or an incomplete code. And if it's a code that needs a 7th character extender, and I'll tell you a little bit about what those are as we go along, it won't let the provider select that unless we have the 7th character extender. That only makes sense, right? One of the things that I have worried about as I've learned